Good morning, boys and girls. So today I'm going to show you how to use a website called IXL. This may be a familiar website to some of you. You may have used it in your younger grades while you're in school. But for those of you who maybe are not familiar with it or it's been a while since you've used it, I'm going to give you a little tutorial on how to log on and how to access our assignments. So if you go to your search browser, you could just type in IXL, the letters IXL. And it should be the first thing that comes up. Here's the logo for it. And we click that first link. Okay, and it'll take you to this screen. You need to sign in using the username and password that I gave you. It should have sent to your email. So you want to use that username and password to sign in. It would be a good idea to click this remember box so you stay signed in so you don't have to sign in every time. Okay, so when you get here, it's going to take you to this recommendations page. And this recommendations page is really great because it gives you some different topics to learn about and to try. So when you have free time, if you are interested in continuing to do some more math to keep up your math skills, feel free to work on any of these activities here. However, what I want you to look for when you get onto IXL for your assignments is this little button here with the star, and it says 2 skills suggested by your teacher. So right here, I have 2 skills that I'd like you to work on. Adding fractions with unlike denominators, subtracting fractions with unlike denominators. We should be experts with this at this point. I just chose these 2 skills for you to work on today, just so you can get familiar with IXL using a skill that we're already familiar with. Okay, so let's go to add fractions. Let's practice that. So when you get here, you're going to have a problem to solve. Your time is going to be tracked, and it'll tell you how many questions to answer. Now, the way IXL works is it doesn't give you a certain amount of questions. Instead, it wants you to get a score out of 100, meaning it wants you to get 100 points on this, which shows that you mastered it. Okay, so let me show you how we would type in our answer. So I have 1/10 plus 4/5. So I know I first need to find a common denominator, which would be 10. Okay, so I need to change 4/5 so it has a 10. And you will need to write this down on a separate piece of paper. When you do that, you will get 8/10. So if you do 1/10 plus 8/10, you would get 9/10 as an answer. So notice how I put 9 slash and then 10, and I'm going to click submit. Great, so it gives me the right answer. And if you see, I gained 10 points out of that. Okay, now let me show you what happens if you were to get something incorrect. So it says that it's incorrect, and it gives you this great explanation that goes through how to get the right answer. So for instance, it says use a common denominator to add or subtract fractions. And it tells you that you can use 8 as the common denominator. And it actually shows you how to convert your fractions so they have an 8. So this is great feedback if you were to get an answer incorrect that you should use. But notice that when you get an answer incorrect, it does drop your score. So you want to try to avoid getting those incorrect answers. Okay, so this is IXL. When you get to 100, it will automatically stop and it'll say, congrats, you mastered this skill. And sometimes, since this could take a little while, if we do happen to get some answers wrong, if you notice as I scroll over here, need a break pops up. You can click that and it will save your progress and it will take you back to this screen here. And if you see, if I go back to that skill, it starts off right where you left off, which is great. Okay, and just so you can see some other great things that you can do with IXL is there's math, and since we're in 5th grade, these are all the skills. So if you look at this chart here, you can see that these are the 2 skills that I want you to work on today, but there's all these other skills here that you can use. There's also skills for science, and you can go to 5th grade and take a look at those skills as well. All right, so feel free to explore IXL. Try to get those 2 skills mastered by the end of today so we can move on with our fraction topics. All right, so good luck. And if you have any questions, please email me.